Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys see my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. This video is going to be a little bit chaotic because I have zero prep going into this. Today we're really kind of going to go in blind. Like I looked at the questions barely, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. You know what? We're here, we're ready to do this. So let's get into this finally fall book tag. First prompt is crunching leaves. The world is full of colors. Choose a book that is red, orange, or yellow on the cover. I'm gonna try and find one book per color, and then I'm gonna try and find a few books that are literally just like fall coded and give me all of the fall vibes on just the cover, because I actually have that for once. So let's just look at the shelves, shall we? I can speak English. I can. So right off the bat, we have a red, boom, that color. We have, look at that. We have yellow, and we also have, I mean, technically also on the cover, it's not just the spine, on the cover. So we have yellow. I could cheat and go for Heartstopper as the orange, but I'm not gonna do that. I am going to find another one. Ah! This is kind of a combination too. We have red, we have orange, we have yellow-ish. Use our imagination to show that it's more of like this, basically. Now, I am going to try and find some books that are fall vibes, because I have like piles of books, and I'm gonna try and like get a different book per every single prompt if it kills me, which it might. We don't know. Okay, so I found them. We have 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. This is more spooky fall vibe. And then we have Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Ciccatelli Cook. I'm not gonna say the other pronunciation that I think it could be. Second prompt is Cozy Sweater Weather, a book that feels like a warm hug. I am gonna go with 2 options. The first is Nancy Drew Diaries, Once Upon a Thriller by Caroline Keene. I grew up on Nancy Drew. The other book that I was thinking of was Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, illustrated by Faith Erin Hicks, a cozy manga that everyone should read during this season. I always reread this during what I call pumpkin season, but what we know is the month of October. So this is gonna be a reread for me, and I actually need to put it in the pile of things to be read. So there's that. Oh, another book that I need to put in that pile is literally right here. I might be using this as one of the books, but Circe by Madeline Miller. I need to get that reread in, at least by November. Oh my God, I just finished working out, so I'm sweaty. Girl! Ashley, if you are watching this video at any point in time, just know that I was on your live stream today, and I was watching and being a consistent viewer for your stream. And your voice just scared me so bad. I forgot that I had that on full volume. Well, you helped me know that my heart works. Thank you, girl. Let me very quickly just converse, and I will come back on it and we'll finish up this video, okay? And this is why we love Ashley's sprints. Oh, okay, cool. So our next prompt, Pumpkin Spice Everything. For some reason, I read that as like, oh, that's wrong. It's supposed to be Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, but like just Pumpkin Spice Everything. Okay, got it. A book everyone seems to love, but you might not. Okay, this may get controversial. Let me know if this is, but The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. Oh my neon. I feel like that's a reference to something that even I don't remember what that is. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore was so praised and was so pushed in the algorithms that I did indeed cave, and I was not pleased with what I got. When I went into this book, I did take note of some booktubers that had mentioned it and said it was a certain type of way. So I went in honestly with a lot of grace on what it was, because it wasn't a genre that I was typically familiar with at the time. That world, I'm sorry, like I just wasn't prepared for our main character, and maybe I still am not over the types of girls that are like, I'm not like other girls, but are exactly like other girls, and tend to come off as pick-me's. But this was kind of like the worst kind, because she was like a pick-me that was desperate but didn't think she was, but then had no character growth. Next prompt, because there are 13 and we're only on number 4. We've only finished 3. We're on number 4. So, 4th prompt, crisp fall air. A book that made you feel refreshed or gave you a new perspective. Huh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna bring it back. I know I was talking and I was saying like I want this to be a reread for me for at least November. Circe by Madeline Miller. I think that this is refreshing to read every single time I read it, and it does give like a newer, older perspective that I think if we really try to dive a little bit deeper into, I guess, the culture surrounding our character at the time, and realize that this is a very forward-thinking perspective on that world, but it is kind of almost backwards thinking to us. But for that time period, this would be exceptionally forward-thinking, and it builds a basis, if you will, for the things that we now think of today. So I kind of like this. As we are retelling history through the eyes of modern characters, kind of like how The Lost Apothecary and London Seance Society by Sarah Penner kind of give you modernized views of historically based settings and time periods and historical events, or probable, if I could speak English, probable historical events. You know, these books are very excellent, groundbreaking in that way, and I would like to see more books like this, to be honest. And I'm sure there are plenty of books out there. Prompt number 5, apple picking. A book you picked up on a whim and ended up loving. Interesting. You know, the entire collection of the Truly Devious series, this was definitely bought on a whim. Honestly, also so was, if I can find it, so was Nevermore, honestly. Prompt number 6, Scary Movie Night. A book that genuinely spooked you. Well, this is an apt time to mention The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Now listen, the audiobook was such an experience, but also it was an experience. And I also believe in demons and angels. So demon possession was a bit of an interesting way to kind of like, you know, get into horror. Anywho, yes. Prompt number 7, football season. Yay! Sports. I haven't been in a sport every single year of my life. Football season, a book that had you cheering for the characters like they were your team. Oh. Gosh darn it, I already said the Truly Devious series. You know, another one that would probably make it up, that would probably shock you. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros had me going through the gambit of emotions. Prompt number 8, Changing Leaves, a book where a character goes through a major transformation. So many books. But I would have to say, and I am concerned, oh, there it is! I found the book that I wanted! Okay, beautiful! Oh, I love that for me. I love that for me. Yes, 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 I want to read this! Sorry, I just found one of the books that was supposed to be on my TBR, and I literally thought I must have actually traded it in for points at a local secondhand bookstore where I often trade in my books for cash, not for cash, for in-store credit to get free books. Just a lot of the characters in the books that I've already mentioned, but I have a specific one in mind. I just need to not, oh, here we are. I just need to not we have a precarious situation of books all around me. Y'all don't see it, but I definitely do. So, The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Harpan. Our main character goes through a lot. Poor girl. I would say she transforms quite a bit. I'm trying to think of any other books that I may have that I may not use for a later prompt because I need to be very careful now that I'm getting towards the end. Prompt number 9, Pumpkin Patch, your favorite fall themed or autumn set read. What? I already used that. So let me see if there's anything that I could put in place of that. The Tarot Cafe by Sung-Soo Park. Is this really autumn? Maybe not, but it kind of gives off spooky, witchy vibes. Prompt number 10, Bonfire Nights, a book you'd want to read with friends or discuss in a group. Sorry about that. I'll be a professional. That book being Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Book 1 or Volume 1 by Gregory Maguire. Yes. And that's all I need to say on that. Prompt number 11, Hay Rides and Corn Mazes, a book that kept you guessing and had lots of twists and turns. Yeah, I'll say that. A Darker Shade of Magic definitely had me guess it. Bro. Doesn't have the cover. Sorry. Pan's Labyrinth by Cornelia Funk. Gotten inspiration from Guillermo del Toro and his movie that came out. Yeah. Anything I say further will just be spoilers, and we don't want that here. So let's continue. Prompt number 12, Thankful Hearts, a book that you're grateful exists. I'll say it. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. And also, I have a couple of representatives here, but not the full thing. The Percy Jackson series. I'm grateful that exists, that world existed. I definitely needed that as I was growing up to be able to escape to. And I am not finding the first book for heaven's freaking sake, but I can put up another one. The Harry Potter series. This series really came into my life at a time when I greatly needed it, and the entire world saved me so that I could be here today. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Yes. This series, the Eye of Minds by James Dashner. This is a series also that got me back into reading when I was in my yearly slumps. I mean, not even yearly. I had like year-long slumps, but there was a time when I would read or reread these like every year and a half, every 2 years. And it was just something that got me back into reading. Prompt number 13, First Frost, a book that gave you chills, spooky, atmospheric, or emotionally. And I am running out of books, but I can say, oh, okay. All right, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Listen, I know how to sing. I choose not to sing well. Okay. For your and my entertainment purposes only, ignore The Leaning Tower of Books. The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I think this world was really amazing. I am really grateful that it exists. But this book also gave me so many chills just because of the conversations that were had, the thought processes that were shown. And I worry sometimes that a lot of these sci-fi dystopian worlds are a lot more closer to home than we want to maybe admit or see. And it's actually frightening. And that was the last prompt of the day. So thank you guys so much for enduring the chaos. I wish you could see the chaos, but yeah, that's the only visible representation for you guys that this chaos does indeed exist. Thank you guys so much for watching, for taking the time out of your day to do so. I will have readathons, spooky fall season or cute fall season, cozy fall season, whatever, readathons that I find in my quick and limited research as the list continues to grow in the description box down below, as well as my Bookstagram, my Instagram, my TikTok that doubles as a book talk and regular lifestyle TikTok, my lifestyle channel, my vocal account, which is kind of like a blog account for myself, but is like another person's platform. I just get to be one of the writers. It's a time and a thing. I'm going to do book reviews over there and all things, you know, bookish and stuff, and maybe even a little bit of true crime stuff, because now I finally have my gaming chair all together. I have a little bit of a setup going, so maybe starting some podcasting things. I don't know. We shall see. Definitely some live stream stuff. Hint, hint, hint. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. And as always, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!